Hello and welcome to another episode of The Island Resolves. So today we're going to talk about Grand Prix Dallas coming up. I will not be in attendance, but for those of you who are, you need to know what to play, what's good. We talked a little bit about that last week. We have the first batch of new Phyrexia spoilers, and I must say, I am quite excited about this set. And we have my pick of the week, which is a pre-order of the week. So let's go. First thing about Grand Prix is you have to learn to attack the Caw meta. Now I do believe this is slightly ridiculous. It's sort of like Survival before it got banned in Legacy. You see, blue-white is Scissors. It beats Angry Birds, Paper. Angry Birds beats Darkwing Duck, Rock, which beats blue-white Caw once again. Now this ridiculous circular formation of the best deck, 3 variants, is slightly ridiculous, but of the 3, I think the one that's best suited to take on other decks than Caw would be Angry Birds. And with its tendency to beat the Darkwing Duck deck, which has tendency to beat the blue-white Caw deck, most people are playing Darkwing Duck, and I do believe that Angry Birds will be doing well at this tournament. So an Angry Birds list looks like this. This is a list played by my friend Daniel Darren down at our F&Ms at Hatters. He won last week. Pretty good list there. A lot of removal and the ever-popular Basilisk Caller Spark Mage combo. I do definitely agree with the Baneslayer's main board. You can't outrace Baneslayer. If you can't kill it, you can't outrace it, because it swings for a 10-point swing every turn. So you have to deal at least 5 damage plus to actually get anywhere, and it's got a 4-turn clock on you. Very good. Jace and Gideon, always best friends. Stoneforge Mystic has a nice little toolbox there with the Life Staff, in case you end up against some ridiculous red deck. Pretty solid deck, I think. I think this will be doing very well at the tournament this weekend in Dallas. So, what do you play if you don't want to play a big deck? Well, you can try going Rogue. Popular Rogue decks currently are Allies, which I am a big fan of. I believe Kuldotha Red has dropped from its Tier 1 deck status, and I think it's only successful when it is Rogue. When nobody's expecting Kuldotha Red can come in and really mess things up in the meta. I think Grand Architect is another good Rogue deck, and Mono White Mortipod. Tune in next week for a deck list on that. Very interesting deck involving Sun Titans, Mimic Vats, Mortipods, and various other white stuff, Emiria. Anyways, let's move on. Spoiler time. This is a great time for the Magic year. Spoiler time, where every card seems good, and we can dream up incredible possibilities, and everything is available. So, an interesting thing, let's start with Spawning Shell, is the green Phyrexian mana. So this set has Phyrexian mana of different colors. I've read it as GP for green Phyrexian. And Phyrexian mana can either be paid by the color it is, so 1 green, or 2 life. So this means you can pay 2 life instead of paying mana costs on certain things, which is incredible. So let's start with Spawning Shell. 1 green Phyrexian and 3 mana for an artifact. And you can pay 1 green Phyrexian and 1 mana, tap it, to sacrifice a creature, search your deck for a creature with converted mana cost equal to or less. Oh, cost +1. Put that creature to play, then shuffle your library. Play this ability only when you can play a sorcery. Now, it is at sorcery speed, and so people will say that's bad already. It's sort of reminiscent of Level Up from Rise. Everybody just assumed it was bad because it was sorcery speed. I really like this card. It upgrades all your dudes. I mean, I can definitely see this getting played a lot in green-black decks, or in black decks in general. I like the fact that it upgrades your pulse tracker, when your pulse tracker's usefulness is over, it upgrades it to a Class 3 Highborn for you. And you can also use it to reoccurringly sacrifice your Bloodghasts into Nighthawks, which I think is pretty much incredible. I think this might even see, some play in Extended. And I'm not quite sold on it in Legacy, but possibly. The thing is, this can go in any color deck because you can just pay 2 life. And so, it seems really good to me. Moving on, we have Fresh Meat. Another green card. I'm a fan of this for 4 mana. Instant, each creature put to your graveyard from the battlefield this turn. Put a 3/3 green beast creature token into play. Now, a lot of people will look at this and just think, oh, that's a neat little wrath proof there. You can keep your team alive after a Day of Judgment, which I like. I like that a lot. At end of turn, Fresh Meat, all the dudes you killed with your Day of Judgment are now back and can attack you. I like that use a lot. I think it'll be great. And bring back a green-red Furnace Celebration with the Eldrazi spawn. Because now at the end of your opponent's turn, you can pop off all your Eldrazi, and if you have the Celebration out, you can even deal half of your Eldrazi's worth of damage to them, and then put into play 3/3s. So you can upgrade all of your 0/1s into 3/3s at the end of their turn, and that can be quite a surprise. I think it being an instant is a huge deal. I think it's what makes this card good. Well, of course it makes it good. It wouldn't really work very well at sorcery speed. But I think it's aggressively costed. I think this card's going to do well. In fact, if I could make 2 picks of the week, this would be my other one, because it's currently pre-sailing at 99 cents on StarCityGames.com. So I would pre-order them now, honestly. Alright, now let's get to the big spoiler, the one that everybody's going to be talking about, so I'm going to talk about it. Karn the Released. Yep. Here's a colorless Planeswalker. He goes in every deck. He's currently, I think, personally, way overpriced on SCG.com at $45 to pre-order. I'm not sold on that price. I don't think he's that good, but I do like him. He's very interesting. You can exile a card in a player's hand. It's target player exiles a card in their hand, so you don't get to pick at random. So your opponent's probably going to give you a land or something, but that can be useful. Gets rid of a card in their hand. You can exile a permanent for -3. Now, I think this is the big deal here, is cute Jace, exile it with Karn. Or cute anything, exile it with Karn. And quite honestly, that -3 just sort of makes me just want to play him. That alone. Because I don't mind paying 7 mana for a double Vindicate. If I can do that with him, he's 2 for 1 to my opponent, and I'm very happy with him. Because Vindicate is awesome. And of course the big splashy ability, this is the only thing I'm not sold on. I guess it's great, and it can be good. It'll probably win games, I'm probably wrong, but right now that just doesn't seem that good. You reset the game, and everything that you've exiled with Karn comes into play under your control. The problem I see with this is you have to use the +4, and unless you start targeting yourself, your opponent's just going to give you lands and auras and stuff that won't help you. So you'll just reset the game, which I guess is cool, but not very helpful. It just sort of prolongs things, I think. I mean, I guess he can get you out of a jam, but I think if you're already in a jam, I don't think that your opponent's going to be attacking you. They're going to make sure Karn's not on 14. And so then you have to -3 him to make that ability good. So I'm not quite sold on that last ability. I love the Vindicate. I think we might see Super Friends resurface again. Now we have Jace TMS, we have Karn, Elspeth TRL, Gideon. I think Karn is going to make Venser playable, because I do believe they are best friends. Because you can Vindicate, blink, Vindicate, blink, Vindicate, blink all day long, and your opponent has to deal all the damage to Venser, or deals 6 damage to Karn in one turn before he gets blinked. And if you have Gideon on the board, just forget about it. I mean, you win. I think that maybe I do agree with the cost in this card on SCG. $45. Yeah, Super Friends is going to be good. No doubt, Super Friends is going to be good. So, since I'm not doing a draft exercise this week, leave comments about Karn and the other 3 cards the other 2 cards I've shown you. And one more spoiler, it's also my pick of the week, is Scream Whip. Now, currently this card is pre-ordering for 99 cents. And I think this card is sick. I'm a big advocate on Bone Horde. Like, I thought Bone Horde was ridiculous, and it was my first pick of the week when I started doing this show. This card is just as good. Maybe better. So, because it's in Japanese, let's translate. It's 4 mana for a living weapon. The equipped creature gets +X where X equals the number of swamps in play. Now, to me, that's already good, because that's a colorless Coralash. And I'm already happy with that. But now it's an equipment, so that makes it just even better. And the equip cost is either double black, or 4 life, or 2 life and 1 black, because of that great Phyrexian mana. Brilliant mechanic, I think. So, this guy can equip for free, essentially. I mean, 4 life, ow, I guess, but this guy is so good. You throw it on the Nighthawk, and that 4 life you lost doesn't really matter now, does it? I think Mono Black is really going to be a contender. I think WotC is really pushing for Infect and Mono Black to start happening, and I think this can really help it. I think this, or maybe, even some sort of weird black-white deck so you can Stoneforge this guy up. I think black is definitely getting good for Standard. So, post comments, tell me what you think about the 4 cards spoiled in this show. Of course, I didn't originally spoil them. I found them on Mana Nation. But, thanks for watching. If you're in the Austin area, make sure you hit up Wonko's Toys and Games for an FNM, or if you're in the Lubbock area, come down and check me out at Hatter's House of Games in Lubbock. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Till then, hope all your islands resolve.